Maybe you're just starting out, or maybe you've been going back and forth with learning Japanese for a few years because of how f***ing frustrating it is to study on your own. I've been there, and I feel your pain. Type in something like, learn Japanese quickly, or speak basic Japanese fast into YouTube or Google search bar, and you'll likely come up with a list of resources that are completely random at best, or mostly scammers that want you to buy their miracle study course. Sure, you might pick up a useful phrase or two here and there, but typically most of these sites or videos don't really show you a breakdown of what the material means, or how to apply the concepts broadly. I know because I've watched hundreds of videos and read enough blogs to make my eyes bleed. That's why I've started this video series. This time around I want to discuss having things in Japanese. There are three main ways to have something. Having non-living things, having friends and family, having pets and animals. Motte is the present tense form of the verb motsu, meaning to have, own, possess, hold. Since this is not about something you had or will have, but something you have now, motte is used. And remember, in Japanese the verb comes at the end of the sentence, after the object. For example, Watashi wa konpyuutaa o motte iru. I have a computer. Watashi wa konpyuutaa o motte inai. I don't have a computer. This phrasing not only pertains to having inanimate physical objects, but also abstract ideas. Watashi wa chishiki o motte imasu. I have knowledge. Watashi wa chishiki o motte imasen. I don't have knowledge. As I've already briefly touched upon in a few other videos, particles are these little words that help sentences make sense. In this video, the particle o shows up, and so I want to touch on it quickly so that you have at least a basic idea of what's going on with it. In this case, the shorthand is o indicates that a thing is being acted upon by a verb. Ringo o taberu. Eat an apple. Hon o yomu. Read a book. So an apple is being eaten and a book is being read. We know this because o is there between the verb and the thing being acted on. To English speakers, this piece seems unnecessary, but to Japanese listeners, the sentence is gibberish without it. At some point I want to address this in a video dedicated just to this topic. For now, just memorize the phrases and use them like I'm showing you, and you shouldn't have any problems. Watashi wa imoto ga imasu. I have a younger sister. Watashi wa ane ga imasen. I don't have an older sister. Watashi wa ototo ga iru. I have a younger brother. Watashi wa ani ga inai. I don't have an older brother. Iru, imasu. Inai, imasen. Positive and negative. They mean exactly the same thing. The only difference is that one way is plain and the other is polite. Mas is polite. If you were talking to your boss, or parents perhaps, or an official of some kind, you would use mas. It should also be mentioned that, just like English, there's a generation gap. Younger people tend to be more casual, while older people tend to be more formal. Watashi wa inu o katte iru. I have a dog. Watashi wa neko o katte inai. I don't have a cat. This phrasing utilizes the verb kao, which means to keep an animal specifically, not to be confused with another verb kao, which means to buy or buy. Again, we see the present tense, or what's also known as the te form, of the verb, which only means that it's the currently doing form. This, o katteiru, phrasing, not only refers to pet ownership, but also a farmer that keeps livestock. It's very common, although somewhat detached. I own a pet. You could, if you wanted, opt for inu ga iru. The nuance is a bit more intimate, as though the animal is part of your family. Many Japanese use it, others don't. I leave it in your hands. Finally, as always, you can change any of these statements into questions by dropping the Watashi wa part of the sentence and simply adding ka to the end of it. The only exception here is, if you just met someone and you're asking them for the first time about family, it's more common to hear something like, kyōdai ga imasu ka? Do you have any siblings? And if you wanted to be ultra informal, you could just answer inai if you don't have any brothers or sisters. In the case of asking about things, I recommend defaulting to the mas form because it's more polite. You don't have to, but if you don't already know this, Japanese culture in general is obsessed with politeness. So, it's a safer default position for making new friends. Anata wa konpyuutaa o motte imasen ka? Don't you have a computer? Anata wa inu o katte imasu ka? Do you have a dog? That's all, folks. Those are your 3 basic haves in Japanese. I apologize that I couldn't simplify this video any more than what was presented. Unfortunately, due to the somewhat complex ideas involved with having in Japanese, it couldn't be helped. But my hope is that some part of this video has helped you navigate through the madness of Japanese. See you next time.